Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo flawless on the Harbinger with Titan. For my subclass, I'll be using the Sunbreaker Titan bottom tree. For my loadout, I'll be using the Arbalest kinetic linear fusion rifle. Next, I'll be using a solo bow, Tyranny of Heaven. Next, I'll be using the 7 Serra Saw Arc machine gun. For my helmet, I'll be using double linear fusion rifle, ammo finder with fire recovery and global reach. For my gauntlets, I'll be using the exotic Titan's ramparts with the fire resistance linear fusion rifle loader, unstoppable hand cannon with shield break charge. Next, I'll be using 5 recovery, linear fusion rifle reserve, solar damage resistance with high energy fire. Next, I'll be using 5 discipline mod, double linear fusion rifle scavenger with taken charge. Next, I'll be using special finisher, bomber, Wrath of Rasputin, and 10 resistance. So I'll be switching to a arc hand cannon. I'll be using Nation of Beast to deal with only the unstoppable champions. For the boss fight, I will use a bow. Alright guys, so for this week's gonna be a little different. The boss fight is much easier than last week, and the jumping puzzle is going to be a tiny different, so I'll be showing you guys of my little method of what I do and how I deal with the jumping puzzle and the final boss. This video is also the last time I'll be recording on PS4. I'll be recording PS5 Destiny 2 videos next time. For this loadout, it's pretty decent. I still think Xenophage is the best loadout for this mission. And of course, as you can see here, we're going to hunt 3 of the Emissaries, but I like to call them 3 mini bosses. Each of them are Solar, Arc, and Void. So I'll be telling you very soon what I do for each of them, especially with the linear fusion rifle I'll be using. For the Titan, you can use the exotic legs, the lion rampant, to make your jump much more higher, almost like Stompies, but I decided not to use it for this video. So what you can do is go over here, and you can jump over here, and also you have to be careful on Titan. Sometimes you can bounce off on the edge. As you saw there, I almost fell down to my death. So always be a little cautious, especially if you're not using the exotic lion rampant. You can use the exotic if you are having trouble jumping through these platforms. Now we enter the building. We can take down the 3 Emissaries or the mini bosses. So just like last week, we're going to deal with the Void Wizard, and what I like to do here is not push through the door. Decide to go back and then just do a little shots with the Arbalest linear fusion rifle. So once it's half health, I decided to go through the door. And then once a shield pops, it will disappear along with the ad spawns. So now what I like to do is take down the snipers with my bow. And we're going to deal with the next mini boss. So I like to go top of here and deal with the snipers. Just like last week, they're in the same locations, one on the upper left and one on the upper right. I think using bows are better than the scout rifle. That's why I decided to use it instead of a scout rifle for this video. I was just double checking if there were snipers at the bottom. It's been a little while since I revisit this mission, especially for this week is a little different. As you can see here, the sniper fell down. I thought I killed it, but I think the sniper did spawn all the way in the top left. So what I like to do is try my best to take down the Arc mini boss. And it likes to teleport left and right. It looks really laggy. I'm not really sure why it does that. It could be a bit annoying. So you saw that the sniper fell down and then it lag spawned all the way back where it was. So it could be a little annoying. So this mini boss likes to spam its Arb tracking orbs of death, and they can two-shot you if you're not super careful. So once we DPS the Arc mini boss, now we're going to proceed to deal with the solar. So what I like to do is try to take down the solar mini boss from far distance, that way I won't spawn the ads. There is a sniper in the top left, which you can take it down with a bow. I was trying to see where the mini solar boss was and wanted to do DPS. If you do push much more closer towards the solar boss, then a bunch of ads will spawn, as you can see there. I wanted to do only half DPS for the boss, that way it can despawn, and of course the ads. Once you kill the solar, or once you do DPS half of the solar boss, this door will open and you can take it down, the blight. You can turn over here and take down firstly the solar mini boss. Sometimes this solar knight likes to teleport left and right, and it can be a little irritating. You can see there that it decided to try to push me and melee me. So when using the linear fusion rifle, always be cautious. And I was also having a lot of aim assist, you know, console issues, and it could be a bit annoying. Once we defeat the solar knight, I like to go back and then go on top of these platforms. I like to first take down the sniper, and sometimes it likes to pop his shield, which can be a little annoying. Then I like to take down this blight door and take down a couple of ads, and we're going to be dealing with the Arc mini boss. I like to go two on top of this platform, and just like last week, almost similar, we're going to deal with the Arc mini boss. So you can see that the Arbalest can take down elemental shields with one bullet, and then you can do DPS with the extra shots. So I decided to use my heavy to take down the Arc boss, and then proceed to the next mini boss, which is the Void Wizard. So now there are a couple of snipers, and I like to take my time with the bow. So once I do, I take down the wizard, and now we can just proceed to the next area, which is like a mini boss room. Now for the survival room. Alright, so depending of which of the mini bosses you killed, that's where there's going to be 3 waves of Solar, Arc, and Void. Since we kill Solar, Arc, and Void, we're going to first have a wave of ads with 2 Solar mini knights and a couple of ads. Now for this week, the Solar Knights don't seem dangerous as I thought they were going to be, like last week. If you guys remember last week, the Solar Knights had way more health, and I remember it was yellow health, and these guys are red health, so they're very harmless. So you don't really have to go on top of the top roof platforms for the solar phase at all. So you can see here you can actually just take down these ads. Now I was looking for the next Solar Knight Captain. So you can see there, very harmless Solar Captain. So once you do clear down the ads, I decided to switch my kinetic energy weapon to the hand cannon just to deal with the unstoppable champions mainly. And then once I deal with all the unstoppable champions, I'll be switching back to my bow. For this wave, it's going to be arc, and there is going to be snipers just like last week. It's going to be similar, and I like to take down these arc cabals super fast because they can spam their tracking orb of death, and they can 2-shot you or 3-shot you, and it can be a bit annoying. So usually the second arc cabal likes to walk around, as you can see there, so I decided to wait until I see him, then I quickly can take him down with my arc machine gun. Once I do, all these ads will stop infinitely spawning just like last week. If you don't kill the Solar Knights, the Arc Cabals, or the Void Wizards, all these ads will infinite spawn until you kill them. So always take them down and ignore the unstoppable champion, which they don't really matter at all. Mainly the Arc Knights for this phase. Once you do take down the Arc Cabals, snipers and all the ads will stop the infinite spawn. And you can take your time to take down the unstoppable champion. Here I decided to get some heavy since it looks a bit safe, and I like to go on top of this platform. That way I can go up here and to deal with the unstoppable champions with my linear fusion. So next is going to be a third wave where we have to deal with the Void Wizards. So I like to pop my shield, my barricade, and take down the Void Wizards with my linear fusion rifle with the Arbalest. Next I like to throw my nade and then deal with the second wizard. And then once I do, I can take my time to clear down the ads and deal with the 2 unstoppable champions. So now you can just take your time. You can also use your super to take down the champions. And to be honest, I think, like I said in the beginning, Xenophage seems to be the easiest for this week. I decided to use the Arbalest linear fusion rifle just for fun, and it seems to be pretty good actually. I can actually take down shields with 1 bullet compared to heavy weapons where it takes a couple of shots, you know? So over here I forgot that I had special finisher on. So if you don't have special finisher, then you can use your finisher to take it down. So you can see there, I totally forgot I had it, and I wasn't able to use my finisher because my super is very low. Once you take down the champion, we can proceed to the next area. So I was just looking for some special ammo for the Arbalest fusion rifle. And now I'll be switching back to the bow since we don't need it for now. So I like to go on top of this little platform and then we can proceed to the next area. Just like last week, you can open the door and take down the blight. Now we're going to deal with another jumping puzzle, and for this week is much easier than before. So last week, as you guys remember, I had to jump over the pipes and then we had to deal with a couple of ads with the void shields here and there. Now for this week it's a bit easier, so of course we have to deal with the sniper as you saw there. Always take it down, you can hug the wall and then make your way through here. So instead of jumping over the rocks, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna move to the right side and jump over here. And you could take your time over there. And I like to wait until the blight doesn't push me off the map, and once the blight finishes its animation, then you can jump over here and then just make your way over this little platform. So you can see here I was being a little reckless, so if on Titan, be careful. You might die if you are rushing too fast on your jumping. So now there's going to be a couple ads here. You can take them down with your bow from long distance. There are 2 mini majors which they can push you off the map. So you can actually stand here and just use your bow, use your linear fusion rifle, and you can actually take as much time as you can since there is no timer for this mini secret mission, you know. Once you cleared out all the ads, there is a sniper up ahead and I highly recommend you take it down. Another thing I'd like to mention is if you are on Hunter, you can turn invisible and you can skip this entire area with the snipers and the ads. And you can proceed to the next area. So now we can walk through here. And there's going to be a couple ads where you can use your sunspot, so you can melee all these shadow thralls, pop a shield to avoid the wizard attack, and then just spam your arc machine gun, or if you want to use your linear fusion rifle, you can. Once we took down the wizard, then we can take down the 2 snipers. So there are 2 blights that can push you off the map, so always be careful and make sure you don't get pushed off the map from the blight walls. I was trying to do critical hit shots with the linear fusion rifle, but it wasn't really working out too well. I decided to just use a bow just to take it down. So once I do, I jump over here. And just like last week, there's going to be unstoppable champion. You can see there that I was attempting to jump there, but then I went back because I knew that the jump wasn't going to make it for Titan. So I threw my nade and I decided to switch to my hand cannon weapon. And we're going to stagger it and quickly take it down so we can proceed to the boss room. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a mini time skip to deal with this champion. Now I could have used my heavy to take it down much more quicker, but like I said in my video, I wanted to focus on just using the linear fusion rifle. So once we took down the champion, now I can go back to the bow. And now we're going to deal with the boss. Now the boss fight is going to be very different. So the good news is that there are no scions that have void shields, so you don't need void weapon to take them down. Now there's going to be charge orbs, and you can get them from killing these glowy scions, which you will see very soon of which ones I'm talking about. And once you do take down these shiny scions, then they will drop an orb charge, similar as the corrupted. And you can pick them up and take down the shield for the boss. So it takes around 2 of these orbs to take them down. Unfortunately, you cannot use your melee attack to use it for momentum, just like the corrupted. So just to let everyone know, just in case you're close to the boss and he's about to stomp you and you're trying to spam your melee and you can't boost your momentum and then you die from the boss. I mean, we don't want that to happen. Once I do take down the shield, I like to go back here and do some DPS at the boss. So it likes to shoot these blight, and I like to just wait until it calms down and stops freaking out. And you can actually do critical hit shots with the Arbalest linear fusion rifle. You can also pop a barricade and do DPS with your linear fusion rifle through the shield. If you do run out of the linear fusion rifle, you could just quickly walk around the map and pick up some special ammo. Then just go back to the area where you're gonna do DPS at the boss. So the boss likes to spam his blight, so I decided to wait, pull back. And now we're gonna deal with the second phase. So you can see there's these little scions and they're very glowy. So if you do take them down, they will drop an orb charge. So there is a couple of scions all the way from the back. And they like to duplicate like bunnies. And it can be a little bit annoying. Reason why I take them down is if you do ignore them, they do duplicate like bunnies, and they can shoot you from far away when you're trying to pick up the orb charge. So these are the glowy scions where you can kill them with your bow and then the orb charge will appear. So yeah, sometimes these glowy scions can be a little stubborn to kill as well. Once you take them down, then you can pick up the orb charges and break the shield at the boss. So now I'm just trying to see where the boss is so I can throw it. So once I do, I decide to pick up another orb charge so I can throw it again to break down the shield. Now when picking up the orb charges, always be careful, because sometimes if you do plan to pick up the orb charges and the boss is very close to you, he can stomp you and push you off the map or to a wall, and it could be a wipe. So always be cautious and know your surroundings where the boss is, because sometimes it looks buggy. It lags from left and right. Once I took down the shield, I decided to do DPS at the boss again. So I pop a barricade and then I decided to shoot through the barrier since we're using our exotic gauntlets. You can actually take your time and also spam your grenades. So now we're going to deal with the third phase. And it's going to be similar, just like the second phase, where you can just go on top of the platform, take down the scions, and of course pick up the orb charges. So over here I decided to take my time to take down all the scions, that way they won't bug me when trying to pick up the orb charges. So once I pick up the orb charge, decide to pull back over here and then throw it at the boss. I think in this footage I did miss. Okay, I did miss. Always aim of throwing the orb charges. For some reason my orb charge missed. It didn't auto lock when I threw it, which was pretty funny to be honest. So once I throw the final orb charge to break the shield at the boss, you can use your super to take it down. So a couple ads was shooting at me, so I decided to pull back and to do DPS with the Arbalest linear fusion rifle. So what I did over here is I pulled back, as you can see, pop a barricade, and do DPS at the boss through the barricade. And there you go guys, we took down the boss with the Arbalest linear fusion rifle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.